Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand solely to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of natural gas futures in different time frames. So friends, here you can see a weekly chart of natural gas futures. Here you can see that how the natural gas futures behaved up to October 2018. One started a steep upward move, one tested a high at the levels of $4.9 during the month of November 2018. Natural gas futures were testing these highs, and after that, natural gas bulls attempted a lot to break this level, but they could not stay above the levels of $4.782. And here you can see that how the natural gas futures started a downward trend since December 2018 from the levels of $4.651 what they tested during the month of December 2018, and after that the natural gas futures found a steep downward move which continued up to the levels of $2.9 what the natural gas futures tested during the month of December 2018. Once again, a sharp reversal was there, which continued up to the levels of $3.717, what the natural gas futures tested this high during the month of January 2019. So friends, this is a weekly chart. So here I would like to tell you that one candle represents the movements of natural gas futures in a week. So don't confuse this with a daily or an hourly chart. So here you can see that how the level of $2.521 seems to be a strong support level for natural gas futures. Since June 2016, we have seen the natural gas futures to find a strong support at these levels from a long time, and here you can see that how the natural gas futures breached this supporting zone during the month of May 2019, when the natural gas futures breached this immediate support and remained under heavy bearish pressure. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures, after trading below the levels of $2.5, continued to face stiff resistance at this level, which used to be a strong support level up to May 2019. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures continued to remain under heavy bearish pressure below this important support level, and finally found a breakout move during the month of October 2019 when it tested the levels of $2.889 during the month of November 2019. But since then we have seen a sharp downward move in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures finally tested the lows at the levels of $1.5 what they first time tested during the month of March 2020, and since then the natural gas futures could not reach the immediate resistance at the levels of $2.140 and continued to remain below the levels of $2. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures tested a low at the levels of $1.4 during the month of June 2020. But since then, we have seen a sharp recovery in natural gas futures, and the natural gas futures finally tested a high at the levels of $3.369 during the month of October 2020. And here you can see that how once again the level of $2.521 has turned into a strong support for natural gas futures, because here you can see that in a weekly time frame how the natural gas futures have been behaving amid this zone. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures started an uptrend from the lows of $1.785 what they tested during the month of September 2020. From here you can see that how a steep upward move was seen in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures finally tested the levels of $3.396 during the month of October 2020. But since then the natural gas futures remain very volatile till now. Here you can see that how the natural gas futures have tested once again the levels of $2.2 during the month of December 2020. But once again a sharp recovery was seen when the natural gas futures once again tested the highs of $3.297 during the month of February 2021, and since then once again the natural gas futures have witnessed a bout of selling from here and once again found a bottom at the levels of $2.422 during the month of March 2021, and since then we have seen a sharp recovery in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures are finally trading at the levels of $2.944 2.4. So today I would like to tell you that this is a fact that the price action in natural gas futures remain very indecisive because you can't predict the behavior of a large number of people. Technical analysts can only define the probabilities of a move, but the whole process of price action cannot be summarized in terms of mechanical engineering because here you can only define the behavior pattern of a commodity, whereas the natural gas is the most liquid commodity of this world, where I would like to tell you that how I find that the natural gas futures are trying to form a double bottom pattern here in a weekly time frame. So here I find that if once again the natural gas futures are able to breach the immediate psychological resistance of the 3 within this week, we will see the natural gas futures could try to test the levels at $3.389. What could be the next target for the natural gas bulls during the upcoming week? So here I find that if the natural gas futures successfully sustain above the immediate psychological resistance of $3 during this week, we will see the natural gas futures could try to hit the next target at the levels of $3.389 during the upcoming week, because here I find that this U-shaped pattern could be completed during the month of May itself. So friends, now let us check this move in a daily time frame. So in a daily time frame, here you can see that how the natural gas futures have successfully formed double bottom at the levels of $2.4, and second bottom is on the way, where the natural gas futures once again found a strong support at the levels of $2.521. So here you can see that after testing a low at the levels of $2.459 on April 6, 2021, natural gas futures have been maintaining an uptrend, whereas I find that after sustaining here above the psychological support of $2.5, this uptrend seems to be very speedy, where you can see that how the natural gas futures finally hit the psychological resistance of $3 on May 4th, 2021. But since then we have seen some selling here which is still continue. So today the natural gas inventory has been announced and an injection of 60 billion cubic feet seems to be on the bullish side, whereas the expected level was for 64 billion cubic feet, whereas the last injection levels were only 15 billion cubic feet. So therefore, I find that the natural gas futures could remain under some pressure. So here, in a short time frame, I find that the levels of $2.9 seems to be an immediate support for natural gas futures. So here you can see that after the announcement of weekly inventory, the natural gas futures are still maintaining at the levels of $2.933, whereas the immediate resistance for natural gas futures is at the levels of $2.889, where I find that the natural gas futures could once again achieve a steep reversal from these levels, and I find that before this weekly closing, the natural gas futures could breach the immediate resistance at $3. So here I find that if the natural gas futures find a sustainable move above the levels of $3.052 during the upcoming week, we'll see the natural gas futures could continue to hit this point at the levels of $3.136, whereas a breakout above this level during the upcoming week, the natural gas futures could continue to move upward to complete this saucer-like shape once again, whereas the natural gas futures could try to sustain above this final resistance at the levels of $3.396, whereas a sustainable move amid this zone will result in the formation of the next peak of this season for natural gas futures. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.